Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my breakdown finally. This is a pretty late video, but the trailer hit last week and I didn't get a chance because I've been so busy with moving and everything. But I wanted to finally go ahead and give my thoughts on the Game of Thrones Season 3 first official trailer. It's about a minute and, yeah, 1 minute exactly. So if by the odd chance some of you haven't actually seen the trailer for Season 3, I don't know how you wouldn't if you're a Game of Thrones fan, because it was actually on YouTube's front page, and at this point it has 17, almost 18 million views at this point. So it was stuck there for a few days. The thumbnail looked like Daenerys, and kind of coming of age and everything, which obviously occurs in the trailer. You can actually see her and her dragons are finally starting to mature and become a force to be reckoned with, which we also in the trailer see a dragon taking down what looks to be a ship, so that looks pretty cool there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play the trailer, and I'm just going to give my thoughts step by step for what happens and what I think we're gonna see and what I'm excited to see. Now, granted, it is pretty much a direct interpretation of the novel. They don't really change things for the show versus the novel. They may change subtle things, like small things. They may change points of view or timing of events that occur, but all the events will be exactly the same as they were in the novel, at least the major ones anyway. So that being said, I'll go ahead and start the trailer now and give you guys my thoughts on it. I'll also put a link to the trailer in the description if by some chance, like I said, you have not seen it. So we open, and essentially you can see the snow kind of coming over. It looks like it's sort of like when they do like fast motion, or they record like a landscape and then they kind of speed it up. So we see that at the beginning. Then we see Tyrion walking into a dark room. We see that his face is a little bit mangled, but not too bad. Probably thought he would look worse than that after what happened to him at the end of season 2. What with the whole sort of backstabbing thing that happened to him. Even from his own family, kind of cruel. So it'll be exciting to see how they show his whole Tyrion's whole side of the story that occurs within the next novel, Storm of Swords. Because if you guys, well, I guess I shouldn't mention anything because I don't want to spoil anything, but it should be kind of interesting to see what happens with him and where his character goes. And all of that. Next, we see Tywin. He's walking into the throne room, and you have Joffrey on the throne, being a little prick as always, sitting there looking pompous as always. That's also something that's going to be really exciting to see in this season coming up. Probably one of the more exciting parts is actually what's going to happen with the whole Joffrey King situation and how Tywin is going to react, because if you guys remember in the last season and in the books as well, Tywin doesn't really take kindly to Joffrey. He doesn't really like him. Plus, Charles, what's the actor's name? Charles, I think it's Mance, I think. Pretty sure. Anyway, the actor that plays Tywin, he's a pretty well-known actor. He's been in a lot of movies for. He was in like Aliens 3 and lots of Charles Dance, I think. So it'll be interesting to see how him as an actor, how he portrays that part. It should be kind of fun to see how him and Joffrey react to one another, what he says to Joffrey, what he chooses to say, and those of you who read the books will know what he ends up doing or what they end up doing with the whole Joffrey situation. So that is something that has been a long time coming, since season 1 of the show, when what happened to Ned Stark. Been waiting and dying. That'll be the highlight of season 3, or hopefully it gets put in season 3. But if you guys don't know, the novel's actually being split into 2 parts, season 3 and season 4. So hopefully Joffrey's fate and what happens to him will occur in season 3, so we can see it this season, because that's something I've been dying to see ever since the first season. So yeah, the whole Lannister thing will be really interesting. Going on from there, we have Robb Stark with Catelyn, and they're kind of just looking over their men. You got Jaime Lannister, and everything that's going to happen with them this season should be pretty interesting. Although, if you're a Stark fan in Game of Thrones and the whole A Song of Ice and Fire, it's kind of a letdown to be a Stark. See, I am kind of like a Stark family fan, but it kind of sucks because especially like every season, just more bad things keep happening to the Starks. I mean, season 2 was pretty good to the Starks, I think. Probably the best season, Season 3 and Season 4 are not going to be very good at the Starks at all. So that I'm actually not excited to see. That will actually kind of be off-putting for me because they are my favorite of all the families in the show. Then we move on to Kath with Daenerys. And you can see her, an army sort of rising seemingly for her. I think it's supposed to be for her. It's been a while since I've read the novels, but her dragons are starting to grow. Since she's got like, what, 3 dragons? So, I mean, obviously people would be scared and would want to pretty much worship her at that point. Then we see north of the wall what's happening there with the White Walkers. And the men there are starting to get restless. We see Dog fighting somebody with a flaming sword. I don't recall who that is. That should be fun to see. Tywin staring at Joffrey, and then burning ship with Robb Stark and Catelyn on looking. And then we cut back over to a bunch of different scenes. I think it's Jaime Lannister and some pain, and the dragon burning the ship, which looks cool, or just flying towards the ship. Actually, the burning doesn't necessarily come from that. So it starts March 31st, and going to be really exciting. I don't know if it's going to be as good as Season 2 or Season 1. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I think it also depends who you're a fan of, too. Like I said, if you're a fan of the Starks, you probably won't like it. So I don't know if I'm going to like it that much. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got to say about the trailer. It looks good. Really excited for it. That's it for this video, guys. See you for the next one. This is Trev. Same peace.